Alright, straight into it. Bit of a mulligan here. We are going to keep the old Beanstalk into Leyline Binding hand. Mono black, so let's get this Beanstalk down. They probably have limited ways to deal with that. Draw a card. Another black will hold up double removal. Triple black, so this is probably demons. So we'll wait till the uptick on the Lily, and then we'll Leyline Binding her. Draw a card. Bargain's fantastic.
Bye.
So we discard. So yeah, we discard that one. Now moving it back to it. Here's a Shieldred. Thankfully we kept the old exile effect.
Bye.
Alright, let's shock in. Let's get another bean. Ooh. I can't actually do Beanstalk and Bargain here, so we're going to pass. We're going to hold it up here and see what our opponent goes for. Collective Brutality, they're going to get an instant sorcery, so let's get the Bargain out of the way. Draw a card. Niv Mizzet and a land. They can only take an instant or sorcery here, so they're going to take the Helix. So let's
try again.
Make them whiff by losing that. So they've checked our hand now. There's a Bloodghast. Well, you know what time it is. Let's get our boy down.
Reload.
I'm a little concerned about a potential Fortsies effect, and they can see to that. Alright, Mono Black Demons. So we just run it back. Our deck is sculpted to go for this. We have a lot of good answers to a lot of their permanents. We have tons of removal. We don't need faster removal like we do in Mono Red, so we stay the same course. And we don't need more counterspells for more of their stuff. The one thing to be careful of in the counter match if you come against this is they will most likely have brought in the yep, there's the Fortsies on turn 1. Oh, what is it called? The good heavens, the Invoke Despair. Sign in Blood to draw cards, interesting. Let's just keep playing Triumphs here. Buy some time. Here comes another Fortsies. They probably got to take the Bargain because it's card advantage. They go for the Duress. So this is the 16 Fortsies hand. Alright, let's shock in and hold up a Cycle Land. There's a Collective Brutality. We gotta love it, because of course we do. Let's cycle a land here, see what we get. Another Verge, another land. Let's play a land and pass it back. They've had 5 effects to get rid of our stuff. 6 with this Liliana. So this one is kind of the freebie to them, unless we top deck really good here. This is kind of like the worst way this matchup can go. If our opponent just manages to draw, we'll grab this. So you might notice we haven't been able to cast a single spell because, ooh, Monument to Endurance. Nice. Alright, let's Helix the Liliana, discard the land. They draw a card. Verdict is pointless here, so let's just play the Yorion because we've got to try and bait the small interaction here. Okay. Let's discard the Supreme Verdict to bait them into trying a Fortsies on us. I'm hoping that they're going to think, yeah, there it is. Alright, they get rid of their Lily to take out that, which is fine. Right, here's the problem now. We only have 6 lands, so can we dodge another removal spell and get Tybalt down? There's a second Monument. Alright, we're going to have to discard here. Monument to Endurance is a really good inclusion in this deck. In fact, we haven't seen a... I wonder if this is purely a black, mono black deck. Right, best option here. We're going to pillage. We don't get a lot here, but this pulse is beautiful.
Try again.
Takes out both their monuments. They lose all their vengeance. There goes the Tiny Bones. So we desperately could do with a land. There's a land. So Tybalt. And we hit nothing but land, so yep, they are punting ahead, and they top deck the perfect removal spell, because, you know, we only hit a land, but they hit the perfect removal spell. We haven't found a Bring to Light or an Niv Mizzet yet, so they're going to get that, so it's over. This was pretty much the RNG side of this matchup, where we got Fortsies 7 times, and the top decking was crazy. Because you notice we top deck their deck, and it's a land. They top deck their deck, and it's perfect interaction. We keep this because we're just going to get Fortsies on turn 1, so it's not going to matter. There's the Fortsies. There goes the Beanstalk. Let's not tap in, pass it down. Here comes Fortsies number 7. Oh my god, it wasn't a Fortsies. Alright, let's just throw down some ancient cornucopias. We can just gain so much life here that our opponent can't really do anything. There's a momentum breaker. Play another cornucopia. Gain life. Bring Yorion into hand. Let's see what they go for. There's a duress. Whiffs. Haha. There's a Lily of the Veil. So we're both discarding here. Let's get rid of a land. They draw a card. We find another land, so we can now Tybalt, so let's Tybalt. We're going to exile the monument, and then we're going to take your monument, and we're going to play your monument, and then when you make us discard, we'll get advantage from it. I'm actually going to discard Yorion here with the same strategies before. We're baiting out the Fortsies. Oh, they had the Prankle to perfectly take out our Tybalt, because of course they did. Right, let's do this. Bring to light. I am going to decline here, and we are going to grab... What do I think is the best option here? Yeah, we got to grab Niv and go for the reload here. Hopefully we can hit something good on the old thing, gain for 10 life.
Reload.
We find one removal spell. We'll play this land. We're going to lose this Bring to Light. But we can at least trade. Let's see what they go for here. Alright, they're going to make us discard, and they're going to discard as well. Interesting. I'm going to discard the Bring to Light. They go to combat. Attack in. Well, we're going to Vanishing versus Tiny Bones.
Bye.
And then we can block Prankle, and they can't do anything with that. And once we get down this monument, we need to... Oh, wait, they have a Liliana of the Dead here to deal with that. Oopsie. Oh, we drew another Bring to Light, which is perfect. So, it's Bring to Light. I didn't see the Lily being ultimate range. So, first things first, let's grab another Niv Mizzet. We've got to hope for a spell that can at least deal with this.
Reload.
We hit everything we need here. So, first off, let's Vanishing Verse.
Bye.
Take care of that Liliana. They get a Bloodghast back. They make us discard. We'll get rid of the Helix, doesn't matter. They're going to draw. Right, and they concede. We grinded it out. Second matchup here against the Iron Orchid. And these were the last recorded matches for May. So we did manage to get up to Diamond 2 or Diamond 1. We were just shy of Mythic, so shame, but didn't have time to grind it out, I'm afraid, between everything going on. And we got Final Fantasy coming out, so we're going to have a shake-up going forward. Ooh, a Gruul land. This is interesting. Oh, this is Bard class. Okay, so this Vanishing Verse I kept this opening hand for is terrible in this matchup because everything in the deck is red-green for the Bard class reduction. Maybe we'll get a Mana Dork, but yeah, it is going to be a... Oh dear. Alright, so let's use this Maelstrom Pulse.
Oh, he did.
Take out that Goblin. Oh, the Shokunzan make some tokens. Interesting. Let's see. They must be having a rough draw if that's what they're going for. Maze Crusher. Nice. Again. Ooh, Leyline Binding deals with a Maze Crusher, but they have to pay some oil counters. Let's play a Verge here and pass it back. So we can Bring to Light on 5. What I'm going to be tempted to do is try and play around things here. So let's take the hit and see what they commit to. There's a Bard class, as expected. And they level up the Bard class, so let's
Bye.
exile that. Okay, now it's time. Let's go Bring to Light. We have double Bring to Light here. So what is our best option? I think we go for the Verdict first.
Oh, he did.
We board wipe them, then we can get the Niv on the next Bring to Light because it's very unlikely that they had a way to deal with this because they're not running black discard, so I wasn't scared of that. So grab our boy Niv.
Reload.
And we can hope that the Leyline Binding, and we get the total whiff. One thing I am going to do,
Bye.
is when Final Fantasy comes out, I'm going to rehaul the deck to include a lot more Final Fantasy cards, but also I'm going to use it to really up the multicolored aspect of my deck. So Rakshas's Bargain has been fantastic here, but I am going to get rid of it. Alright, we have an Agatha Soul Cauldron, so let's play a land. Let's hit the old.
Oh, he did.
And gain life back up to 16. Grab the Yorion to threaten the Blink. Ooh. Okay, let's attack for 6. And then let's hit Yorion. Go for the Blink, and our opponent concedes there. Yeah. I am going to run a lot more multicolored cards in the version. I'm probably actually going to take out Beanstalks. I'm still considering what I'm going to do. I got to look at the deck as soon as we get the cards released. But yeah, I am doing an overhaul of the deck for the Final Fantasy release. Yeah, it's probably going to make it worse, but I'm probably going to enjoy it more. Alright, we went with that. As I said before, everything in their deck is red-green, so we're going to struggle with a lot of stuff. But there's a Beanstalk and Board Wipe. So, oh wait, they do have Oath of Nissa. I keep forgetting that. Alright, let's get a green tap land out of the way so we can potentially go for the Beanstalk here. I think we got a Leyline Binding.
Bye.
I would love to have a turn to do the Beanstalk Leyline Binding, but this deck can just go crazy if they have Yessie. So this would have been 2 mana, they would have been up mana, they would have done crazy stuff. So, I'm going to hold up a counterspell for potentially either something scary, the Stone Brain. So, yep.
Nope.
We'll get rid of that. Shokun's on, so they've gone wide. So now this Clarion's going to be very dangerous.
Try again.
Okay, there's another Ruby. We are on 12 now, so we got to be careful here. Let's get a Beanstalk down and draw a card. Still need that 5th land, if we're honest. There's another Bard class. When they go for the level up, we can go for the Exile. Yep, there it is. Draw a card.
Bye.
Exiled. Fatal Push.
Oh, he did.
And there's Ruby's gone. Right. Full mana. Let's throw down Niv.
Reload.
We grab 4 cards, which is what we should have had in the last game. Let's get rid of the Supreme Verdict because we have Board Wipe, so we don't want to take out our Niv. We can help it, and we can put pressure on now. Yep, and our opponent concedes. Good game. Okay, we are on our final match of this video. So, opponent is Godo. Ooh, well, turn 1 Fortsies, as expected. Yep, take Beanstalk, makes sense. Right. This could be the Rock, or it could be a Roots variation. I've seen a few people trying out Roots recently. Oh, yep, no, definitely a Demon. So, yep, nope.
Bye.
We don't let them draw that. Leyline Binding is really good because even if they destroy it, they have to unlock the room again. So before that, let's Rakshas's Bargain. Bring to Light and another Helix because I guess we're drawing Helixes. Alright, let's play a land. Let's play a Cornucopia here. We can negate a lot of the damage between these 2 cards. So let's see what they go for. We will snipe that Vault if we can. They move to combat. Yep, Mutavault.
Oh, he did.
Gains us 5 life because we get 3 off the spell, 2 off the Cornucopia. Negates pretty much everything the Shieldred did, so we're still at a healthy 15. And now we can go for the Bring to Light here. We will not gain life on this, but we will when we cast our Niv Mizzet. Because he's always fun. Let's get him ready. Gain 5 life of that, we're still at 20.
Reload.
Even with the Final Fantasy reshuffle I'm going to do with this deck, I'm going to keep the Cornucopias. Like, people dismiss Lifelink a lot of the time, but seriously, it can really change things around. Here comes the 4C, so we lose the Vanishing Verse, which is unfortunate. But with a Pillage the Bog and other things we have, we're going to plot here, and then we're going to Night of Autumn, gain 2 life, and gain potentially 4 life. So we're still at 20. So even through all their efforts, they only have us at 20 still. We're still our starting life total. There's a Blade of the Oni. Ooh, they're going to equip the Blade onto the Shieldred to give it a buff. Nice, nice. Draws us. We'll play this land. We'll pillage the bog. And we will find... Checking the lands here. Yep, there's another Bring to Light. Let's do it. Bring to Light. Don't. Grab ourselves another Niv Mizzet. Gain 5 life.
Reload.
We find 2 cards here. Oh, the Hostage Taker, or the... yeah. And we can grab Yorion to blink Niv if they don't kill him on the turn. They have to kill him if they're honest. There's the go for the throat, yep. They'll swing in for 5. Not too bad, not too bad. We'll draw. We're down to 11 now. So, you know what? Let's play Hostage Taker. Let's gain life. And then...
Attack.
I'm going to attack your Shieldred and take it for me because I want to play this busted card. There she is. And then we'll attack in with the Knight of Autumn. They're probably not going to trade. Oh, you're losing life now when you draw cards. And they're like, that's not fair, I'm going to concede. That's a little unfair of me to laugh at that. But I do find it funny where they're like, it's either, oh, but I crafted that with a Mythic and I don't want to use my spell on it. Or not. Now, we're running it back, and as I said before, this is very similar to just mono black demons. We have everything we need here. But however, after sideboarding, potentially with green in their mana base, we have to be wary of a lot more disenchant effects. So, yeah, you know what? Beanstalks are going to do the work here. Let's see. They go up to 2. There's 2 mana. There's a Mosswood Dread Knight. Really good card. So let's get this Beanstalk down and try to bait out some removal early. There's another land. Very scary. There's their Unholy Annex. They draw a card. Let's play land tapped. Let's play a second Beanstalk here, which is a little greedy. But, yeah, they activate a Mutavault to swing in, so we didn't get Shieldreded. There's the Blade of the Oni. Right. Shock a land in, and we'll pass it back. We can't stop them from getting the value here, but what we can do is Lightning Helix.
Oh, he did.
Kill that, and then we can wait for them to activate a Mutavault. Well, no, then instead we will just
Bye.
exile their thing to gain rid of their card advantage. Here's the thing, everything, they take the Rashasha's Bargain, which is good card selection. However, big thing is now, they draw from the Midnight. Our Tolsimir is going to draw us 2 cards. Oh, our Niv is going to draw us way more cards. So, yep, we're going to play Niv, draw 2 cards.
Reload.
We'll take the Clary. No, we'll take the... yeah, we'll take a Helix. It's more versatile. And we'll discard a Triome. Pass it back. There's a Duress to take out some of our stuff. Taking away our Vanishing Verse. Playing a Liliana. Probably going to force us to sack. No big deal. We go down to 12. Tybalt's pretty fun. Let's... yeah, so let's Lightning Helix. No, hold on. I'm trying to think what's the best option. Yeah, you know what? Tolsimir. We'll draw 2 cards.
Attack.
Tolsimir will fight... Well, the Wolf will fight the Dreadmore Knight and kill it. We still have a Tolsimir, and we drew 2 cards off that, so we're pretty sorted. They're going to draw with the Dreadmore Knight. Fort sees us. Let's see what they take. They take a Tybalt, and they replay a Dreadmore Knight, force us to discard. We will discard the land. There's a Vanishing Verse, so you know what? It's Vanishing Verse the Dreadmore Knight.
Bye.
Then we can attack Liliana down. Then we can just hold. We have double bargain or whatever we need here. They go for an Invoke Despair. Yep, as expected. They're only going to draw 1 card though here, so let's use the bargain beforehand to draw 4. Draw 2 lands. Grab a Bring to Light and a Vanishing Verse. We lose a Beanstalk and a thing. Okay, there's a Cornucopia. We love Cornucopias. Let's get that down to start gaining life. Let's Bring to Light here, and they are stupidly heavy removal deck, so I think it might be time to deploy our secret weapon. Looking through it, I could get another Niv, but I think it's time for our boy.
Always come back.
There's Edgar. So what you got for my boy Edgar? They're going for the Duress here. They take the Vanishing Verse. They go for the Invoke Despair. Oh no! Oops. Edgar came back.
Always come back.
And now he's going to start making us little tokens and eventually come back. So, let's return Niv Mizzet, force them to discard. They're down to 1 card in hand. Then we'll just replay Niv Mizzet, gain 5 life, go back up to 14.
Reload.
We get 2 cards off that. We have enough now to burn them out with what we've got in hand, so we're not too fussed. There's a Murderous Rider, puts them down to 11. There's a Dread Knight, there's a land. They go activate a Mutavault, try to get in for 2. We'll block and gain life.
Hold the line.
We get another Edgar Markov coffin here. Play a land. Let's play the Knight of Autumn, gain 2 life. Put some counters on it. Alright, and we can hold up a Rakshas's Bargain or whatever we need. Opponent goes to combat here. We're going to take it because I don't think they realize that they are dead if we take out their blocker. So let's hit them with this. Gain life. Hit them. Then Rakshas's Bargain. Get the Leyline Binding and another Cornucopia. Flash in the Leyline Binding.
Bye.
Take out the Murderous Rider. And then they don't realize that Edgar comes back. Gotta love it.